It's just like not so friendly to work with. A stoneware, you can do almost whatever you want. My name is Ting Möller. I'm an artist. I work with sculpture, installation, video, and performances. In May 2023, I graduated from the MFA program at Columbia. Before that, I was living and working in Stockholm. And since June of this year, I've been the Here and There studio resident. Hey, hi.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, my name is Claire Kim. I'm the Director of Curatorial Strategy with the Here and There Collective. The Here and There Collective was founded in 2021, and we are a nonprofit arts organization that supports and uplifts artists and arts practitioners from the Asian diaspora. Today, we are in studio with our current artist in resident, Ting Möller.
I remember, and we had met first doing a studio visit in your studio at Columbia.
Yes.
And at the time, in the studio space itself, there were mostly your kombucha works that we can see in the background here, kind of remnants of, but mostly kind of wall pieces, maybe works that are a bit smaller than the works that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
But I also remember you were working in the ceramics department too, and building out bodily forms that would end up in your thesis practice, and those weren't completed, and those were very new at the time.
We met when I was like transitioning from building my bases from out of textile, of foam, and slightly changing it to porcelain. And I think that's something that I was interested in expanding into, just because that's what I do a lot, I think, through materials. I felt like the material almost called me. Like I needed to explore it to see what it could add to my practice.
Yeah, I think you have like a really specific relationship to each and every material that goes into the practice. And I think obviously there's this massive theme and importance placed on the material of kombucha. And I think when you first think of kombucha for a normal lay person, you either think of the drink, or folks who make their own kombucha can even think of the shape and the kind of texture of the SCOBY itself. But we're seeing kombucha in so many different types of forms in your practice.
In 2016, I was traveling to China to look for my mother. Ultimately, I did not find her, but then I was passing through the countryside in the south, and I was staying with this old lady. And then one night, I saw that she had a kombucha culture in her kitchen, and I was trying to tell her that I know what it is, but then I don't speak Chinese. So it got lost, and then I left a couple of days later, and then she gave part of her kombucha culture to me in a little jar. I only found out later, or understood later, that kombucha is also part of Chinese medicine, and I think that's maybe why she had it. But at the time, I just took it with me on my travels, and then I went back to Stockholm because that was where I was based at the time. For a long time, I just stayed in my kitchen, and at the time, I was working a lot with latex and with silicone, similar with like something that has a similar texture to the kombucha SCOBY. And then I saw one night, or like I was just in the kitchen, and I was like, wait a minute, what if I introduce this into my studio practice instead? So I kind of very slowly entered into the practice at the time, and then I grew kombucha mother bigger and bigger. My BFA thesis was the first time when I worked with it on a larger scale.
I think it's really key that folks know that every single piece is from that original SCOBY mother still to this day. And that's all kind of rooted and linked back. It's not, that you came to the States and you found another SCOBY, or you're working continuously with other like forms of kombucha, but it's all kind of linked to the same kind of origin. I think that I feel really lucky, and so does the team at the Here and There Collective, to have met you during a time where I feel like there was a really big explosion in your practice, from starting off with the wall works and then kind of really bleeding into the ceramic practice, into the film practice, and then also into your performance practice. And I feel really lucky to have worked with you on one of your first performances for the exhibition that we worked on earlier this summer at the Spring Hill Arts Gathering.
So that performance piece is based on something that I started exploring in 2019 in Stockholm. So I revisited a performance, and first I thought it would be almost same because there's a different setting, there's a different audience. It just became something else, and I kind of like that. And then what I did, I used the Kombucha scobies, and I was stitching them together. And it's not really like a story that has an arc or anything. It's just like something that's ongoing and something that kind of hints to care and repairing. I think it also kind of mirrors a lot like what I do in the studio. When I received the news that I was going to be the resident here in the studio, and coming out from Columbia program, I thought I was like gonna enter in New York very harshly, but then the studio has given me so much. Just to be able to transit out of school smoothly, and also I think to just like get to boost my belief in myself.
I'm really happy to hear that this has been a helpful experience, and it's been so lovely to have you in residence with you with the Here and There. We're excited to see where you continue.